Expert predictions: a 25% increase in private sector investment in space technologies by 2025. Overview. As we look ahead to 2025, industry experts forecast a significant transformation in the space sector, predicting a 25% increase in private sector investment in space technologies. This surge in investment is largely fueled by initiatives from the Trump administration, particularly those aimed at colonizing Mars. The space economy is rapidly evolving, driven by intense competition and innovation among private companies, resulting in a robust and dynamic landscape for space exploration and technology development. Key predictions and trends. 1. Government and commercial collaboration. Analysts project that NASA will continue to shift towards a commercial model, fostering partnerships with private entities through initiatives like the Commercial LEO Destination Program. This collaboration is expected to create substantial opportunities for companies such as SpaceX and Blue Origin, enhancing their roles in space exploration and infrastructure development. 2. Expansion of SpaceX. SpaceX is anticipated to revolutionize the industry with its Starship program, which promises to drastically reduce launch costs. The company plans to increase its launch frequency from 5 to as many as 25 annually at its Texas site. Elon Musk envisions the potential for uncrewed missions to Mars starting by 2025, followed closely by crewed missions. 3. Intensified competition. The competitive landscape is becoming increasingly crowded, with major players such as Amazon through its Project Kuiper satellite constellation and China's Thousand Sails project emerging to challenge SpaceX's dominance in satellite communications and broadband services. 4. Space National Guard proposal. The Trump administration is likely to enhance defense spending in space, potentially establishing a Space National Guard to reinforce national security in this increasingly contested domain. 5. International collaborations. Canada aims to enhance its space ambitions, including the development of Spaceport Nova Scotia, and is expected to foster greater international cooperation, which could solidify its role within the North American space economy. 6. Environmental monitoring. Earth observation (EO) satellites will play a crucial role in climate monitoring and action, with advancements in technology enabling better tracking of environmental changes. 7. Challenges ahead. Despite the optimistic outlook, experts caution that the industry will face challenges, including regulatory hurdles, a crowded competitive landscape, and the imperative for sustainable practices in space. Timeline of key events leading to 2025. 2023, Amazon launches initial Project Kuiper test satellites, marking a significant entry into the satellite communications market. 2024, SpaceX accelerates its Starship program, aiming for regulatory approvals to increase its launch cadence. 2025, expected developments include the first uncrewed Mars missions by SpaceX, further delays in NASA's Artemis program, and increased government investment in space defense initiatives. Industry insights. Collaboration between government and private sector. Experts emphasize the importance of NASA's ongoing transition to a commercial model that supports private sector innovation. This change is expected to create a more collaborative environment where private companies can thrive, leading to advancements in space technology and exploration capabilities. SpaceX's pivotal role. SpaceX's Starship is set to become a game-changer in the industry, aiming to significantly reduce the cost of access to space. This ambitious goal aligns with ongoing projects to explore the Moon and Mars, potentially paving the way for human colonization of other planets. Rising competition from new entrants. The entry of companies like Amazon and Chinese competitors highlights a broader trend of diversification in the space economy. These companies are investing heavily in satellite technology and broadband services, establishing a competitive atmosphere that benefits the overall growth of the industry. National security and defense initiatives. The proposal for a Space National Guard underlines the increasing importance of space in national security strategy. As geopolitical tensions rise, the focus on military applications of space technology is expected to grow, with significant funding directed towards enhancing the capabilities of the Space Force. International developments. Canada's investment in Spaceport Nova Scotia and its focus on international collaboration represent a significant shift in its space strategy. By aligning more closely with U.S. space initiatives, Canada aims to enhance its footprint in the global space economy. Environmental focus. The role of EO satellites in climate action is increasingly recognized, with experts advocating for their deployment to monitor environmental changes. This focus aligns with global efforts to combat climate change and promote sustainability in space exploration. Conclusion. The landscape of the space industry is poised for transformation by 2025, driven by a combination of government initiatives, private sector innovation, and an increasingly competitive environment. The anticipated 25% increase in private sector investment in space technologies underscores the growing recognition of the space economy's potential. As we progress towards 2025, the collaboration between government and commercial entities, the advancements in space technology, and the engagement of new players will collectively shape the future of space exploration and utilization. The journey ahead promises to be exciting, with significant milestones that could redefine our understanding and capabilities in space. The content presents a range of predictions regarding the future of the space industry, particularly in the context of increasing private sector investment and collaboration with government initiatives, notably those influenced by Donald Trump's administration. Here I will identify counterintuitive information that may challenge conventional wisdom or expectations within this narrative. 1. Increased competition versus dominance. While SpaceX is currently a leader in the space industry, the forecast indicates a significant rise in competition from entities like Amazon and China's Thousand Sails project. This shift may seem counterintuitive if one considers SpaceX's established position and technological advancements. The assertion that other companies can effectively challenge SpaceX's market dominance suggests a more dynamic and rapidly evolving landscape than previously assumed. 2. NASA's delays versus commercial acceleration. The predicted delays in NASA's Artemis program, particularly the postponement of crewed lunar missions, contrast sharply with the ambitious timelines set by private companies like SpaceX for Mars missions. This divergence implies that private entities may outpace government programs in the race for space exploration, a scenario that runs counter to the traditional view that government agencies lead in such high-stakes endeavors. 3. National security and the Space National Guard. The proposal for a Space National Guard under Trump's administration introduces a paradox. While national security typically invokes a sense of protection and stability, the establishment of such a military branch emphasizes the perceived threats in space, potentially leading to an arms race in a domain previously viewed as primarily exploratory. This militarization of space can be seen as both a protective measure and a provocative stance that could escalate tensions rather than ensure peace. 4. Environmental monitoring versus space colonization. The emphasis on Earth observation EO satellites for climate monitoring, juxtaposed with the push for Mars colonization, presents a dichotomy. The investment in technologies aimed at sustaining life on Earth contrasts with initiatives focused on escaping to other planets. This raises questions about priorities and the ethical implications of investing heavily in space colonization when pressing environmental issues remain unresolved on Earth. 5. Private sector influence over NASA. The anticipated deepening of ties between NASA and private companies, particularly through the appointment of individuals with close connections to SpaceX, suggests a potential conflict of interest that could undermine NASA's independence. The expectation that such ties will lead to favorable regulations for private companies runs counter to the traditional view of government agencies acting in the public interest, raising concerns about accountability and ethical governance. 6. Skepticism towards Mars colonization. Elon Musk's aggressive timeline for Mars colonization, including uncrewed and subsequently crewed missions, faces skepticism from figures like former President Obama, who advocates for prioritizing Earth's needs. This skepticism highlights a broader debate about the viability and morality of investing in off-world colonization versus addressing terrestrial challenges. A point that may seem contrary to the enthusiasm often surrounding space exploration. 7. The reality of global cooperation. The optimistic predictions for enhanced international collaboration in space contrast with the geopolitical tensions and competition among nations highlighted in the analysis. The expectation that countries will unite for common goals in space, especially in defense and security contexts, may overlook the reality of national interests often conflicting with collaborative aspirations. 8. Sustainability challenges. While the document speaks to advancements in sustainable practices and technologies in space, it also acknowledges the challenges of sustainability itself. The notion that the space industry can thrive while grappling with its ecological footprint, a concept typically reserved for earthbound industries, introduces a paradox about the long-term implications of space exploration on both planetary and cosmic scales. 9. Investment in space versus earthly concerns. The forecast predicts substantial growth in the space economy. Yet this comes at a time when many countries face pressing social and economic issues. The prioritization of investment in space technologies over immediate concerns such as poverty, healthcare, and education may seem counterintuitive and raises ethical questions about resource allocation. In summary, the predictions regarding the space industry by 2025 present a complex interplay of competition, collaboration, and conflicting priorities that challenge conventional expectations and highlight the evolving dynamics of both terrestrial and extraterrestrial governance, ethics, and investment. In the report detailing expert predictions for the space industry by 2025, several critical elements may be overlooked by many readers. These components have implications that extend far beyond the immediate forecasts and reflect underlying trends in technology, geopolitics, and economic dynamics. Here are significant aspects of the report that warrant deeper consideration. 1. Government and commercial collaboration. While many may focus on the direct investments and technological advancements, the emphasis on government and commercial collaboration is pivotal. The transition of NASA towards a commercial model is not merely a procedural shift, it represents a fundamental change in how space exploration is conducted. This partnership allows for increased innovation as private companies can respond more rapidly to technological challenges and opportunities than government entities typically can. The implications of this shift could lead to a new era of space exploration where public and private sectors are symbiotic, creating a more robust space economy. This collaborative model also raises questions about regulatory frameworks and accountability, which could become significant as commercial interests grow. 2. Increased competition. The forecast highlights an escalating competitive landscape, particularly with major players like Amazon and China entering the market. This emerging competition is significant because it suggests that the space economy is diversifying away from a few dominant entities, such as SpaceX. Readers might overlook how this competition could drive innovation and lower costs, benefiting consumers and organizations reliant on space technologies. Furthermore, the geopolitical implications of increased competition are profound. Nations may invest more heavily in space capabilities as a means of asserting technological and economic dominance, which could exacerbate tensions in an already complex international landscape. 3. Space National Guard proposal. The potential establishment of a Space National Guard underlines the growing militarization of space. While some may view this as a protective measure, the significance lies in the precedent it sets for military engagement in outer space. As nations establish military branches dedicated to space, this could lead to an arms race in space technologies, fundamentally altering the nature of international relations. The implications for global security are vast. As nations may increasingly perceive space not just as a frontier for exploration but as a domain for strategic military capabilities. This aspect may be dismissed as mere policy discussion, but it reflects a critical shift in how space is viewed in the context of national security. 4. Environmental monitoring and climate action. The emphasis on Earth observation (EO) satellites for climate monitoring is another crucial element that may not receive the attention it deserves. The role of space technologies in addressing climate change is becoming increasingly vital, particularly as global temperatures rise and extreme weather events become more frequent. The report suggests a future where space-based technologies are integral to climate action strategies. This connection between space technology and environmental health underscores the responsibility of space industries to contribute positively to planetary issues. The implications of this could lead to increased investment in EO technologies, driving advancements that not only enhance our understanding of climate change but also aid in policy formulation and implementation. 5. Challenges ahead. While the report presents a generally optimistic outlook, the acknowledgement of challenges such as regulatory hurdles and sustainability issues in space is significant. Many readers may gloss over these challenges, but they are fundamental to the long-term viability of space exploration and commercialization. Regulatory frameworks must evolve to keep pace with rapid technological advancements, which could stifle innovation if not managed properly. Additionally, sustainability in space, addressing debris resource utilization and environmental impacts, will become increasingly critical as more private entities enter the space arena. Ignoring these challenges could lead to detrimental consequences for both space exploration and Earth's environment. 6. International collaborations and geopolitical dynamics. The report touches on international collaborations, particularly Canada's ambitions in the space sector. It is essential to recognize that the space race is no longer a domain exclusive to superpowers. The involvement of smaller nations or those with emerging space programs can shift the dynamics of global cooperation and competition. As countries like Canada develop their space capabilities, they may seek partnerships that could lead to new coalitions in space exploration. The geopolitical dynamics of space will become increasingly complex, with nations balancing collaboration with competition. 7. The role of AI in new technologies. The anticipated role of artificial intelligence (AI) and new technologies in revolutionizing the space industry is another critical aspect that may not be fully appreciated. AI can enhance operational efficiency, data analysis, and decision-making processes in real time, which is crucial for the complexities of space missions. By integrating AI into satellite operations, Earth observation, and even mission planning, the capabilities of space technologies can be significantly expanded. This technological integration signals a transformative phase in space exploration where smart technologies will play a central role in outcomes. Conclusion. The report on expert predictions for the space industry by 2025 presents a landscape rich with opportunities and challenges. The aspects mentioned above — government collaboration, competition, militarization of space, environmental monitoring, sustainability, international dynamics, and the integration of AI — are all significant elements that deserve careful consideration. Ignoring these factors could lead to a narrow understanding of the future of space technologies and their broader implications for society, security, and the environment. As the space economy evolves, the interconnectedness of these elements will shape not only the future of exploration but also the very fabric of global relations. 1. Government and commercial collaboration. The projected 25% increase in private sector investment in space technologies by 2025 is heavily influenced by the ongoing collaboration between government agencies like NASA and commercial enterprises. The Commercial LEO Destination Initiative exemplifies this shift towards a commercial model for space exploration. By enabling private companies to take on a larger role in space infrastructure, this collaboration not only fosters innovation but also creates a more competitive environment that can lead to reduced costs and improved technology. The partnership is set to unlock vast opportunities for entrepreneurial ventures in the space economy, enhancing the overall growth potential of the industry. 2. SpaceX's expansion and technological advancements. SpaceX is expected to play a pivotal role in the evolution of the space industry through its ambitious Starship program. By significantly lowering launch costs and increasing launch frequency, SpaceX is not only revolutionizing access to space but is also accelerating timelines for missions to the Moon and Mars. The forecasted uncrewed Mars missions by 2025, followed by potential crewed missions, signal a transformative period in human space exploration. This technological advancement is crucial for establishing sustainable human presence beyond Earth, making SpaceX a central figure in future space endeavors. 3. Increased competition in the space economy. The competitive landscape within the space industry is intensifying. With major players like Amazon's Project Kuiper and China's Thousand Sails project emerging as formidable challengers to established entities like SpaceX. This competition is indicative of a broader trend toward diversification in investment, which can spur innovation and drive down costs. As more companies enter the fray, the dynamics of the space economy will shift, necessitating strategic responses from existing players while simultaneously creating opportunities for collaboration and growth across the sector. 4. Geopolitical dynamics and national security considerations. The establishment of initiatives like a Space National Guard and increased defense spending in space under Trump's administration reflects the growing importance of national security in the context of space exploration. As geopolitical tensions rise, the implications for international collaboration and competition in space are profound. The potential for military applications of space technology and defense capabilities will shape investment strategies and policy decisions, influencing the trajectory of the space economy. This intersection of space exploration and national security highlights the strategic significance of space as a domain for both exploration and defense in the coming years. 1. The Apollo Program 1961–1972. The Apollo program, initiated by President John F. Kennedy in the early 1960s, aimed to land humans on the Moon and bring them safely back to Earth. This ambitious endeavor was driven by the space race between the United States and the Soviet Union during the Cold War, particularly after the Soviet Union's successful launch of Sputnik in 1957. The program saw the first successful crewed moon landing on Apollo 11 in 1969, where astronauts Neil Armstrong and Edwin Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to set foot on another celestial body. The Apollo program not only showcased technological innovation and engineering prowess but also significantly boosted public interest and investment in space exploration, ultimately leading to advancements in various scientific fields. 2. The Space Shuttle Program 1981–2011. The Space Shuttle program, developed by NASA, was launched in 1981 and operated for 30 years, enabling the United States to conduct numerous missions to low Earth orbit. The shuttle's versatility allowed for satellite deployment, scientific research, and the construction of the International Space Station (ISS). It represented a collaboration between government and private sectors, as many private companies were involved in the shuttle's construction and operation. The program faced numerous challenges, including the tragic losses of Challenger in 1986 and Columbia in 2003, which prompted significant changes in safety protocols and operational procedures. Despite these setbacks, the Space Shuttle program played a crucial role in advancing human spaceflight and fostering international cooperation in space. 3. The Mars Exploration Program 2004–present. NASA's Mars Exploration Program has been a cornerstone of robotic space exploration since the early 2000s. With missions like the Mars rovers Spirit and Opportunity, followed by Curiosity and Perseverance. These missions aim to explore the Martian surface, analyze soil and rock samples, and search for signs of past life. The program has been characterized by public and private partnerships, with increasing involvement from companies like SpaceX and others in the quest for Mars colonization. The data collected from these missions has transformed our understanding of Mars and fueled ongoing discussions about future human missions to the planet, reflecting a renewed interest in human settlement beyond Earth. The potential for crewed missions to Mars, as envisioned by private entities and government initiatives, mirrors the strategic investments predicted in the upcoming space economy. In the rapidly evolving landscape of the space industry, experts predict a transformative period leading up to 2025. Driven by a substantial 25% increase in private sector investment in space technologies. This surge is largely influenced by initiatives such as Donald Trump's Mars colonization plan, which is expected to create a robust environment for innovation and competition among private companies. Key predictions and trends. 1. Government and commercial collaboration. The partnership between NASA and commercial entities is set to deepen, particularly with programs like the Commercial LEO Destination Initiative. This collaboration will provide private companies, notably SpaceX, opportunities to contribute significantly to space exploration and infrastructure. 2. SpaceX's Starship expansion. SpaceX is positioned to lead the industry with its Starship project, which aims to reduce launch costs dramatically. The company plans to increase its launch frequency from 5 to 25 annually, facilitating missions to the Moon and Mars. Elon Musk anticipates uncrewed Mars missions by 2025, with crewed missions potentially following soon after. 3. Increased competition. The competitive landscape is expected to intensify, with companies like Amazon's Project Kuiper and China's Thousand Sails project vying for dominance in satellite communications. This competition reflects a broader trend of diversifying investments in space technologies. For a Space National Guard proposal, the Trump administration is likely to increase defense spending in space, potentially establishing a Space National Guard to bolster national security in an increasingly contested space environment. 5. International collaborations. Countries like Canada are expected to enhance their space ambitions through initiatives such as Spaceport Nova Scotia, focusing on international cooperation to strengthen their roles in the North American space economy. 6. Environmental monitoring. The importance of Earth observation EO satellites for climate monitoring is underscored as new technologies will enhance the ability to track environmental changes and contribute to global climate action. 7. Challenges to overcome. Despite the optimistic forecast, challenges such as regulatory hurdles, a crowded competitive landscape, and sustainability issues in space will need to be addressed. Timeline of key events leading to 2025. 2023, Amazon launches initial test satellites for Project Kuiper, marking its entry into the satellite communications arena. 2024, SpaceX accelerates the Starship program, seeking regulatory approvals to ramp up its launch cadence. 2025, anticipated milestones include SpaceX's first uncrewed Mars missions, continued delays in NASA's Artemis program, and increased government investment in space defense initiatives. Opportunities and challenges in 2025. Experts agree that 2025 will be a year of significant growth for the space industry, fueled by innovation and increasing investment. The emergence of mega low Earth orbit LEO constellations is expected to revolutionize connectivity, especially in underserved areas, while the growth of space tourism and lunar exploration will create new opportunities. However, the industry will face challenges, including shifting policy priorities, a crowded competitive landscape, and the need for sustainable practices in space activities. The integration of artificial intelligence and the push for space sustainability solutions will be critical in addressing these challenges. Looking forward, the upcoming year holds much promise for the space industry, with the potential for increased international collaboration and a focus on climate action through EO satellites. Companies are expected to capitalize on new technologies and market opportunities, while governments will likely prioritize the development of space policies that encourage commercialization and enhance national security. As the space economy continues to expand, the interplay between government initiatives and private investments will shape the future of space exploration and technology. The groundwork laid in 2025 will set the stage for a new era of human endeavors beyond Earth, reflecting humanity's aspirations to become a multiplanetary species.